place it in the overhead bins, either wheels or handles first on either side of the aircraft. Keeping in mind that the overhead bin space is shared space, so if the bin directly above your seat is already full, please go ahead and utilize the next available space. If you brought in a second item with you, such as a briefcase, tote bag, laptop bag, backpack, you can go ahead and utilize that space under the seat in front of you, so that we can utilize that overhead bin space for your larger bags without having to check them plain sight to your final destination. Feel free to utilize your mobile phones, tablets, and e-readers while we're here at the gate. However, once we close our boarding door, you must please place these items into airplane mode or turn off your cellular service. So we'd like to thank you all for choosing to fly Delta. Welcome on board.
Ladies and gentlemen, sorry for the delay on this flight, but there were cats to feed. Okay. Alright. Alright, I've already configured the FMS for this flight. Most of everything's done. And we can go ahead and do a little comparison for our flight plan. Let's walk through our flight plan. There's LAPAM, LaCive, Lanvi, Divan, Purpose. That should take us to our approach and destination. I like that. Very clean. Okay. And I get to that through the plan and scroll mouse. Will adjust your size if you want to make it a little bit larger. Okay. We're going to be going out on 09 right for this flight. And we're using Say Intentions also. There's a new feature in Say Intentions I'm really impressed with, and I'll show it to you in just a minute. Fabian, go ahead and get our IFR clearance.
I'll get our IFR clearance now.
We're on our way to Venice.
De Gaulle clearance, Air France 1726. We'd like to collect our IFR clearance. We have hotel.
Clearance on request, stand by.
Levi, if you're still here.
Air France 1726, De Gaulle clearance, cleared to Venice via the Land V6 Golf departure runway 09 right, initial climb to flight level 100, departure on 119.850, squawk 4235.
4235. Yeah, more than worth. Like the XCrafts, the E175, if I had a choice of one I was choosing, I know that Q8 just evaluated the E145, but the E175 is probably my favorite. If you notice, there's not a bunch of in-op buttons. Everything works. Just everything really works efficiently and works well. I also like the pop-outs. So like if I pop this out here, you can actually adjust speed here and altitude, and not completely. Can't. There are probably some similar things you can do in the E175. It's just for this aircraft, this is how I can do it and get to everything. Okay. Let's go ahead and call for. And now we're also using Say Intentions, and a feature that I'm really excited about is the new taxi assistance feature. Fabian, can you get our pushback and start clearance?
Run to cockpit, please show me where you
I'll request pushback and start clearance now.
De Gaulle ground, Air France 1726, requesting pushback and start clearance. We have information hotel.
Air France 1726, pushback and start approved.
Run to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Okay, it's dark in here, so we'll fix that. Let's go here. Let's go to our cabin lights. There we go.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect. Switching strap and adapter in position. Release parking brake when ready to start pushback.
Okay.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay. Engine 2.
Flight attendants, prepare your doors for departure, please. Cross-check and all call. Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on board your Delta flight. So in just a moment, we'll be showing you a brief presentation on the safety features of this aircraft. We kindly ask that you please direct your attention to the video monitors and flight attendants in the aisle, even if you are a frequent flyer. Thank you so much.
Welcome aboard, and thank you for choosing Delta for 100 years and counting.
Delta.
Delta. Delta.
Delta Airlines.
The health and safety of our customers and crew is our #1 priority and the shared responsibility of everyone on board. So, before we depart, please pay attention to this important message. Stow all carry-on items in an overhead bin and place smaller items completely under the seat in front of you.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Larger electronic devices must be placed in a bag. Handheld portable electronic devices, including mobile phones, should also be secured.
Keep the aisles, exits, and bulkhead areas clear. If you lose an electronic device in your seat, please do not adjust your seat and ask a crew member for help.
As we leave the gate, fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle and adjusting the strap so it's low and tight across your lap. To release, lift the top of the buckle. If your seat has a shoulder harness, attach the metal tip to the fitting on the belt. To release, push the metal tip down. Stay seated with your seatbelt fastened when the seatbelt sign is on, and keep it fastened whenever you're seated in case of sudden rough air. In the event of rough air, the crew might also need to buckle up for safety. We appreciate your understanding if our service is interrupted.
Federal regulations require all passengers to comply with all crew members' instructions, along with the posted placards and lighted information signs throughout the cabin. Smoking, vaping, the use of e-cigarettes or any smokeless product, including chewing tobacco, is not allowed on any Delta flight. Federal law prohibits tampering with, disabling, or destroying restroom smoke detectors.
There are 8 exits on this plane, 8 doors, 4 on each side. Each door has a detachable slide that can be used as a rack.
In the event of an evacuation, leave all bags behind. Carry-in baggage will slow the evacuation.
I'll request taxi
all
clearance
exits
now.
are clearly marked with the green exit symbol. Locate the nearest exits and remember, they might be behind you. If we lose power, lights will illuminate the aisles to guide you to an exit.
It's unlikely, but if cabin pressure changes, oxygen masks will drop from the panels above your seat and inside the lavatories. Reach
Runway
up
09
and pull a
right,
mask or stream
taxi
down
via
to
Golf
start
3
the flow of
orange,
oxygen.
Tango
Remove
Bravo
any
2
face
orange,
covering and
Tango
place
Bravo
the mask
2,
over your nose and
Echo,
mouth. Slip the elastic
Foxtrot,
strap over your head
Foxtrot,
and adjust the
November
mask if
1,
necessary.
November,
Breathe normally
Bravo,
and note
Bravo
that oxygen
Delta
is
7,
flowing, so don't
Delta,
worry if the bag
Delta
doesn't
Yankee,
inflate.
Bravo
Be sure to
Delta
adjust
5,
your own mask
Delta,
before helping
Delta
others.
1.
A water evacuation is also unlikely, but just in case. Life vests are in a compartment beneath or adjacent to your seat. To use, remove the vest from its container by pulling on the tab and then opening the pouch. Slip the vest over your head. Wrap the strap around your waist, attach it to the buckle in front, and adjust securely around your waist. As you leave the plane, inflate the vest by pulling down on the red tab at the bottom, or manually inflate it by blowing into the tube at shoulder level. A water-activated light is attached to each vest. For children under 35 pounds, place the vest around their waist and secure the strap between the legs. See your safety card for more information. Additional life vests for in-lab children are in marked compartments at the front and rear of the plane. We'll distribute these vests if necessary.
Before takeoff, bring your seat to its upright position and stow your tray table, footrest, and leg rest. Be sure you fastened your seatbelt low and tight across your lap, carry-on items secured, and armrests are at resting position, or as otherwise indicated on the placard in front of you. If you have a suite door, ensure it's open. See placard instructions inside the suite door for opening instructions in case of emergency. Finally, take a moment to review the safety information card in your seat pocket.
As we finish our safety check, please let us know if you have any questions.
As we take off into the future, sit back and relax. And from all of our crew, thank you for flying with Delta, today and for the next 100 years.
Okay, the little blue arrows that are in front of me are coming from, say, Intentions. It is a taxi assistance feature, and when you're assigned a taxi route, it will place those arrows along the way in your taxi route. What I like about them is they're not like what they put in Xplane. They're not like a big line, kind of gaudy. They look like they're supposed to be there. So I really I like that feature. It helps me focus, my eyes in the right place, and I think it's just a great feature. Now, I think, say, Intentions came up with this in line with the fact that they are doing traffic insertion in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, which I will never have. I probably, and I say that never is a strong word, but I just don't use Flight Sim 2024. I like Xplane, but this feature is something that they made that works for Xplane, and it's if you have to have the Say Intentions premium feature account, which I have. I think I pay a fixed price a year, or you can pay it by the month. But it's really been worth it for me. I enjoy having it. All depends on what your jam is. You may not like it. You may or may not like it. I like it. We're currently taxiing to runway 09 right. And truth be told, I don't need the blue lights to know, the blue wares to know where I'm going here at this airport, but it helps you stay focused and stay on task. So I like them. And you get to an airport like O'Hare, where it's chaotic, and man, it comes in handy. Yeah, there's a lot of territory here at Charles de Gaulle. It's a big airport. I get kind of nervous being outside of the aircraft at this airport, even trying to show you a different angle. because this little thing I'm going over right here, see if we're going over a little bridge, is mesh that was made for this airport. This isn't a Nimbus airport, it's maybe a top model airport, but that mesh is overlay to make sure that there's not like a big deep fall there in the into the ditch. And when I first loaded airport, that big ditch was there, and they came up with a mesh as a solution, so that's what that is. Works well. Okay. Yes, it takes a while to get there. So the Embraer E175 on Xplane 12, the Xplane site, very much worth it if you're looking for a payware XCrafts aircraft. This is the one I would choose, and I would not recommend buying more. Stick with the one, and I'm a hypocrite because I bought the E195 around the same time, but I let them sit forever before I started focusing on them, and I've found out they're identical just about. The only difference is the number of passengers, so just pick one. Save your money, save your money. Just pick one and use one. That if you want to go back and get one later, that's fine, but you're fine. Plus, I fly for Delta Virtual, and to fly the E195, you have to be a Sky Team captain. I'm not quite there yet. I'm a senior captain, but not a Sky Team. And so I get credit when I fly it, and I like flying on the virtual network, so the airlines, virtual airlines. It's a good way to get focused and fly real routes and kind of get a feel for the schedule and everything that a pilot does. It's nice. It always looks like a
Air France 1726, contact tower on 118.655, bye-bye.
Landing lights are coming on. Yeah, those lights will stay on also. Chrono is activated, or it's on. Okay.
I said he was going to his ready. Rotate all the way, I'm sorry.
RTO is set. Flaps are set to 1.
I wish you would die. I wish he had
and auto throttle once turns this to TO for takeoff. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to put that over there. I always do the pop out here. It's easier for me to see. It's clear to see my horizon and my speed. Okay. Fabian, brief our takeoff.
We'll be departing from runway 9 right, flying the Lanvi 6 Golf departure. Initial climb clearance to flight level 100. Transition altitude is 6,000. After takeoff, we'll follow the SID profile. Weather at departure shows no significant issues. In case of an engine failure below 400, we'll continue straight ahead. Above 400, we'll follow the engine out SID procedure. For emergencies before V1, we'll reject the takeoff. After V1, we'll continue and handle the emergency. Squawk code is 4235 and departure frequency is 119.850, flaps set to 5. V1 is 142 knots, VR is 147 knots, and V2 is 152 knots. Climb out at V2 plus 10 knots. I think we're ready to go, Captain.
Alright, First Officer Fabian, get our takeoff clearance.
I'll request our takeoff clearance now.
De Gaulle Tower, Air France 1726, holding short of runway 09 right. We're ready for departure.
Air France 1726, De Gaulle Tower, runway 09 right, winds 130 at 13, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 09 right, cleared for takeoff. Air France 1726.
Auto brake.
Didn't mean to knock that off, but I'll fix that in a minute. Alright, we're lining up on the runway. Okay. Auto brake is on RTO. I'm going to tap the take TO button here, take off go around button, and push the stick forward. Alright, and it will now do its thing. Let me get straightened up here. 80 knots. Not straight.
Rotate. V2.
Rotate. Whoa. Positive rate. 0. Climbing.
Air France 1726, contact departure on 124.355.
Autopilot's engaged, and I've switched the auto throttle over to FMS, so it'll be pulling its information from the FMS.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we climb to our cruising altitude, I'd like to extend a special thank you to each of you, and welcome back to our SkyMile members and Million Milers. Your business and loyalty are greatly appreciated by the entire Delta family. For your safety and for ensuring seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. Even if the sign is off, keep your seatbelt fastened in case you experience any unexpected rough air. We ask you to docking, please remember to use caution in opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during takeoff. We've now reached an altitude where it's safe to use approved electronic devices, and a listing of these devices can be found in Sky Magazine in the seat pocket in front of you. On today's flight in the economy cabin, it will be our pleasure to offer you complimentary Coca-Cola products, Starbucks coffee, water, juices, a variety of complimentary snacks, as well as a selection of our fresh eats items and all-day goodies. Beer, wine, and spirits are available complimentary for our first class and Delta Comfort Plus passengers, as well as available for purchase for the main cabin. A complete listing of available beverages, as well as of our fresh eats items, can be found in the menus in your seat pocket. Please be reminded that Delta accepts only major credit or debit cards for onboard purchases of beverages and snacks. However, you can use your Delta SkyMiles American Express card to save 50% and earn double miles on all Delta purchases. For your enjoyment, each seat is equipped with your own personal entertainment system. On it, you can view a selection of complimentary as well as on-demand TV shows, movies, and music. You will find that this screen will work best with just a light tap of your fingertip. Feel free to use your own headsets. Otherwise, if you do need a headset, just let a flight attendant know they are yours complimentary for this and any future Delta flights.
Right, landing lights are off, and taxi and all other lights are off, and the sterile cockpit is off. The seatbelt light is off. Have they given us instructions about altitude? Nope. Continue on our climb. Not much to see outside. I was going to see if there was a way to show you things, but I can't. There's nothing out there. So here is our setting. So we're on the flight plan right now. Right now, you'll notice this says LIPM, 14.6 kilometers away. There's LIPM. So it will count off your waypoints and how far you are from them as you are approaching them. This is our flight plan speed of 270 knots. That's our climb speed. LNAV, of course, and flight change or VNAV here are engaged in doing their thing. And auto throttle, autopilot, and like I said, our speed's being set. So when we get to flight level, this will change from 270 to 290 knots, and we'll be descending at 280 knots. I usually keep them, like I can dial it, make it as big or small as I want. I keep one out so I can look at it, compare, know that I'm on track. And I like keeping the flight plan somewhere close by also. See here, it's just easier to see. And we're going to switch to standard. Let's get outside. Difference in the dome light and not having the dome light on, like right now, this is dome lights off. Dome lights on. I just like it. It all depends on the mood I'm in. I'll knock that off. We're 406 miles outside of Venice, and what I will do probably is, as soon as we get to flight level, which is 350, I will use time compression and knock off some time in that 200-mile period, and then put it back on the regular time for descent. I'm allowed to do that up to 4 times, 4x. On my virtual airline, so I'll do it. The aircraft will automatically descend if configured correctly, and will be configured correctly. I'll show you what I do. And it comes back to your flight plan has to be accurate and correct. You have to have your altitude set lower than what you're currently flying, otherwise it won't work. And usually what I'll do is, like if we're at 350, I will put it down to 4,000. I'll put my altitude setting down to 4,000, and when time comes for top of descent, the aircraft will automatically descend and follow the restrictions as it descends. But if you're at 4,000, then you know you're giving it the room to make those decisions, but you're just monitoring it. So. We're currently at 26,000, 260. Good coffee. Good coffee. Here's the shortest, you ready for this? The shortest NTSB report ever written. Shortest NTSB report ever written that everybody understood was only 4 words. And those words were on the report. Cat in the cockpit. Enough said. Yeah. And I've been amazed that this cat that you can probably see in the little side shot, cockpit shot, has been able to find the gear down button on the keyboard 3 separate occasions. Blows my mind. First time it ever happened, I didn't realize what he had done yet, and I'm scrambling trying to figure it out, and it was too late. That didn't end well. Okay, our landing performance, we're going into LIPZ, 4 left. 4 right. We're actually going in 4 right. Winds are 360, 5 knots. Not much. Temp is 0. It's 32 degrees there. And QNH is 11005. I'm going to estimate our gross weight when we get there. So we're currently 69,033. So I'm going to say 68,000. So we'll guesstimate our weight at 68,000. So that's the conditions at our arrival airport are dry. According to this, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're in good shape. So I want to send that to the FMS. Hit the download button and take those. So I've got those V speeds already entered there. So our VREF is 128. Wow. Okay, we are at flight level, holding at 350, and I'm going to use time compression. I'm going to hit Control T twice. One thing about the XCraft, the free versions is they are not. It's not the same. They're dumbed down, and you really need at least, like I said, that's why I point to the E175, because if E175, E195 are going to be the same. The dash that controls the console, so that the flight deck will look exactly identical, look the same. So just pick one, and know though that the freeware versions are dumbed down. It's not going to be the same. It's not the buttons, how things work. You need at least like an E175 and E195 to experience, the flight and the controls and the FMS, everything. So that's what I would recommend. We're about 288 miles outside of Venice, and the minute we get down to about 200 is when I will revert it back to just regular time. Okay. We're at 246 miles. I'm gonna take off compression at about 199.
Air France 1726, expect the Albert 2 Echo arrival. Descent coming up in about 20 minutes. Air France 1726 identified 12 east of Basel at flight level 350, QNH 9er 7. Air France 1726, contact Swiss radar on 136.155.
We're under 194 miles, and we're getting closer. We're operating at about 2.7 times speed at the moment, but I'm about to change that. Okay, time compression's off. Let's dance. Let's go. We've already loaded our landing performance information. We're full flaps. VREF's 128. Full reversers, all good. And our QNH on arrival is 1005. Fabian, please brief the descent and the approach.
Will be arriving in Venice on runway 4 right using the ILS approach. Will be flying the Alba 2 Echo arrival. Transition level is 80. After the star will intercept the ILS to runway 4 right. Weather at arrival shows winds 355 at 5 knots, CAV OK. In the event of a missed approach, we'll follow the published missed approach procedure. Squawk code remains 4235 and approach frequency will be 124.355. We'll configure for landing with flaps 30. Final approach speed will be 135 knots. I think we're ready for the arrival, Steve.
Concur. I think we are. Kind of in a waiting pattern now. We're close to descent. See how close we are. Oh, here's the easiest way to tell. So here we are, there's Riccia, so we'll make it to Riccia, and after Riccia, between Riccia and Adosa, we'll start our descent. So it's just waiting. We're just waiting around to make it to the end of Riccia. Then we'll be close. Our cruise speed was actually 290 knots, so I'm not sure what happened. Got to turn it. The hold up here. I had to reset my.
Lieutenants, please clear the cab for arrival.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have begun our initial descent. At this time, we ask that you kindly begin to recheck the security of your seatbelt. And if you've removed any items from the overhead bins, please begin to restow them at this time. Please check around your seating area and the seat pocket in front of you for any cups, glasses, or other articles you wish to discard. And kindly hand these items to the flight attendants as they make their way through the aisle. Thank you so much. We should be landing in approximately 15 to 20 minutes.
Descent speed is 280 knots. Looks like we're on track now. I started the descent a little late, but you notice here that purple and green are kind of aligning. We're green, that's us, but it looks like it's lining up, so we're good. Okay. We're at 290 descending to just going to continue our descent on the flight plan. The next altitude we have on our flight plan is at 19,000, 17,800, and then just continuing to descend. Okay. Maintaining or holding good, like 280 knots. It's good. Yeah, I'm just really impressed with the consistency of the descent and how it's lining up, like what it's supposed to be, the purple with the green. Everything's about the same, in about the same place. Good. we're at 24,000 and continuing our descent. We're at about 1,700 feet per second per minute. Why are the lights off in the cabin? We're 60 miles outside of Venice right now on approach. We'll have some procedural turns when we come in, but it will be a pretty straightforward, downwind, base leg, and final. Air France 1726, advise altimeter for Venice. descent rate, everything's going really well right now. It's been a good, like, we've stayed around 280 knots, which is what we're supposed to be. It's done a good job. We're currently at 5,000, and we'll continue our descent. Just on what the flight plan says. Looks like we'll have a at or is that an at or above at 3,000. We'll see. Dropping below 4,000. I'm going to go ahead and turn the dome light on, and landing lights, and taxi lights. What did I just do? Oh, good. Okay, we have some procedural turns coming up here to get to our what would be our downwind approach, so that's up and coming. We should be getting a message on our FMS to ask us if we want to start our approach, so it should be coming up here. Yeah, anytime. Things go kind of fast now, so. Right, we're getting close to 10,000. Close. We should be getting a message from the FMS or FMC to you want to activate approach phase where they start slowing us down to approach speeds. Let's see what happens. Hasn't come up yet, but it might. I might be rushing it. Big right turn coming up here. Alright, this will be downwind.
High speed. High speed.
I think it automatically activated them because I didn't, but it's slowing down like it's supposed to. Flaps are at 3. Okay, so we're on downwind right now. It's the downwind. And we're at 9,000. We're supposed to be at 9,000 or below. So we're right on track, I think. Okay, good. And we're maintaining 9,000 until one more waypoint. We're at flaps 4 right now. Alright, left turn, and I think we still stay at 9,000, and then the minute we turn for final, we start slowing down, or start descending again. now we're on base leg. We're on our base leg. Left turn coming up. This will set us like our final. We won't be making. I think that's the last turn we have to make. Yeah, it is. Alright, we're on final now, or we're facing final, and I'm going to activate the approach. And it's not letting me. We're 33 miles out. I wonder if it's too far. We're too far away. Everything is looking good there. We're at 9,000. Descending. Okay. Ah, there it goes. Did you hear it? There we go. It was just too far away. Hey, Lunas, sorry, Lunas, I'm sorry I hadn't commented before. It really is. This is XCrafts does a great job. Q8 Pilot is buds with the XCrafts creator, and he makes the quality models. And this particular model, you see how well it works. Everything works. No real surprises. On occasion, you may have some, but it's usually all connected, you know. Hey, I did get a message on my FMS, by the way, with said app not available, approach not available, and it told me it was because of distance. That's cool. So it actually even told me what was wrong. I like that. Okay. All right, we're 24 miles out. About 6,700 feet, 6,700 feet. So I did purchase this model. And I know you may want to know how much. You can go to the Xplane web, xplane.org, the .org site, the store, and you'll find it and see how much it is going for, if any specials are running right now. But it's an excellent investment. It's one you'll fly a lot, but I don't recommend buying all of them. Don't buy the one. If you buy one, just buy one. This is the ERJ 175. You don't need the ERJ 195 because they're the exact same airplane, only one holds more people than the other. So get one and stick to it. Okay. Right out in the distance, I see the airport out there. That's good. We are 19 miles from the airport. Fabian, brief the approach and landing.
We'll be arriving in Venice on runway 4 right using the ILS approach. We'll be flying the Albert 2 Echo arrival. Transition level is 80. After the star, we'll intercept the ILS to runway 4 right. Weather at arrival shows winds 355 at 5 knots, CAV OK. In the event of a missed approach, we'll follow the published missed approach procedure. Squawk code remains 4235 and approach frequency will be 124.355. We'll configure for landing with flaps 30. Final approach speed will be 135 knots. I think we're ready for the arrival, Steve.
I concur, and we are. only 5-knot wind tonight. Very, very smooth. Just a very nice approach. We're stable. And there, capture the glide scope. We're already good on the localizer. Fine. There we go. Captured the glide scope. We're at flaps 4 currently. I'm going to go ahead and set auto brake to medium. You don't have to arm ground spoilers on the E175. It automatically works. So and that's just how it's created or how it's built and manufactured. Okay. Right, we're at the 10-mile mark. And about 6 miles, I will go to flaps 5 and drop the carriage, as they say in the UK. Gear down. Flaps at 5. About to hit the 1,000-foot mark.
$1,000.
Throttle. Throttle.
My throttle.
500. Approaching minimums. Minimums. 200. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Set the gear down, set the nose down. Easy, easy.
Auto brake.
Please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the captain has parked the aircraft at the gate and turned off the seatbelt sign. This will be your one and only indication that it's safe for you to get up and move about the cabin. Please be reminded to use caution when opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during landing. You may now use your mobile phones and other handheld electronic devices while we taxi to the gate. However, your laptop computers and larger electronics must remain stowed. We invite you to visit Delta.com for all your future travel needs, including checking in for a flight and managing your SkyMiles account. If any of you should have questions regarding ground transportation, baggage claim, or any other information, a uniformed Delta agent meeting this flight will be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. On behalf of Delta Sky Team, our global partners, and flight crew, we'd like to thank you all for flying with us. We've enjoyed having you on board and look forward to the opportunity to serve you once again. Thank you so much and have a wonderful evening. Flight attendants, prepare doors for arrival, please. Cross-check and all call.
Welcome to Venice. I got a stand right here. leave them in the comment section. See y'all guys.